Okay, we are going to continue with our letter to the league, and we're going to use the letterhead that we've already created. So what I need you to do is go to the folder down here, and then select your Documents folder. And then you're going to find your letterhead. You're going to find your letterhead, and we're going to make a copy of this file. To do this, you're going to right-click, go to Copy, right-click in the white space, and go to Paste. And now you'll have a copy of the file. It's the one that says Copy. So it's the same as the other letterhead file, but now it has the word Copy. Now the name of this assignment is not letterhead. It is Letter to the League. So we're going to rename this file. Right-click, rename. Go ahead and get rid of Copy and Team Letterhead. Keep the rest of your information and type Letter to the League, which is also right there on page 28. When you click away, your file will be renamed. Okay, now that you've made a copy of your letterhead and pasted it in here and renamed it Letter to the League, you can open up this file. Now when you open it up, you'll notice it has your letterhead in there. It looks just like the other file called letterhead. But of course, it's just the Letter to the League file, and it has our letterhead in here, so it'll look really good. The next step is to take this cursor and get it down here. It can be a little tricky, but you might want to double click or triple click to see if you can get it down here. You're going to put in today's date. Notice the computer is indicating that if I hit enter right now, it'll put in today's date for me. I'm going to let that happen by hitting enter. Then you're going to type in the information that we have on our worksheet. You're going to be addressing it to me, so you're going to type in Mr. Phil Larson, comma, League Commissioner. And again, this is on your worksheet. Now the computer wants to double space by default, so we're going to hold down the shift key and hit enter at the same time. Put in the address you have on your worksheet. South Tweet. Shift enter. Kennewick. WA 99336. Now Tweet is spelled correctly, but Microsoft is not familiar with this spelling, so you can right click on it and say ignore, and then it won't be underlined in red. I'm going to hit enter. It'll double space by default. Type in Dear Mr. Larson, comma, and then start typing in that first paragraph almost word for word, but put in your team name. On behalf of the Kennewick Sharks, I would like to express, and I'm going to stop right there. But again, you're looking on page 28 at the Joe Gendron example, and you're going to type that in word for word. Okay, I went ahead and typed all that in, and I started typing up the second paragraph where it says, please take note of the 5 charity events we are planning to participate in. The coaching staff and players will be scheduled to appear to take pictures and autograph soccer balls throughout all of the events listed below. Of course, instead of soccer balls, you would put volleyballs or baseballs or whatever sport you are. I'm going to talk about putting in bullets. If you look at the Joe Gendron example, he has 5 bullets going down the side here. To get bullets, you're going to click right here where it says bullets. And I get a little dot, and I'm ready to type in my first charity. And then the event comes after the charity. You're going to look at your worksheet to see what it's going to be called. I'm going to hit enter. Watch what happens as I hit enter. I get a new bullet point ready to go. I would type in my next charity. And again, when I hit enter, I get another bullet point. Now when I've typed in my 5 charities and I'm done, To make the bullets go away, I can hit enter again. So let's pretend I had 5 charities there. I hit enter again, and it jumps back down to a normal paragraph, and then you would type up the rest of that. Okay, as you can see, I finished typing up the document. I have my 5 charities in here. Once again, I want to show you that when you hit enter, you get a new line with a bullet point on it. To make that bullet go away, you would hit delete to back it up. Okay. The last paragraph, you copy word for word, except instead of Birmingham Bulldogs, you put your team name. You're going to put sincerely. Now here, I'll show you how many times I hit enter. You're going to hit enter once and then twice. Needs to be a little bit of white space right here. And then when you get to the end of team owner, and to get a single space right there, you got to hit shift enter. If I just hit enter, I would get a double space. So you have to hit shift enter. You're not actually going to type in your name here. If this was a real letter, it would get printed out, and you would grab a pen and sign your name here. So where you see Joe Gendron in the book, they're imagining that the letter had been printed out and signed. And that's it. You are officially done with your work. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see you got a great looking letter. Everything looks nice and good. It should look as good as this. One more point that I want to make. Let's say somehow everything ended up on the second page, or some things ended up on the second page here. We have to find a way to get it all on one page. There's a couple tricks. Maybe I can back this up a little bit. If you still have 2 pages and there's nothing on there, you can go over here and hit the delete key right above your arrow keys to back up. Another trick may be to take all this data right here, and instead of it being a 14, maybe you go down to a 12 or an 11. Okay, that's it. When you are done, you can turn it in.